A Delaware judge has put a halt to mail-in voting in Delaware ahead of the general election. 47 ABC's Rob Petrie joining us now live in studio. Rob, you spoke to both sides of this issue today, so what exactly can you tell us?
Yeah, that's right, Jordan. What I can tell you is the Vice Chancellor Nathan Cook of Delaware's Chancery Court issued an injunction late Wednesday that has put mail-in voting to a grinding halt in Delaware following a lawsuit that argued that the statute is unconstitutional.
Today is a victory for the law.
That's the consensus among Republicans who are rejoicing Thursday following a ruling that deemed mail-in voting unconstitutional in Delaware. GOP Chairwoman Jane Brady filed the lawsuit in Chancery Court and says that option had to be struck down.
We have very strict and very specific provisions in our Constitution. One of the distinctions of Delaware is that we have actually the reasons why you can vote absentee are not in a statute only, they're in the Constitution.
That statute permitted all registered Delaware voters the option to vote by mail, regardless of their reasoning, but that's not the case now.
And the court entered an injunction preventing them from implementing the statute. Now, the only way that there would be vote by mail in November is if the state appealed that ruling and the Supreme Court decided it before November 8th or before October 10th. When they're going to mail ballots if they have vote by mail.
An appeal that the state is likely to proceed with and that voting rights organizations like the ACLU are calling for.
We certainly hope that the state will expeditiously appeal this to the Delaware Supreme Court. This attack on voting rights by opponents of civic engagement is really fitting into a national framework of right-wing extremists who wish to prevent Americans from participating in our democracy.
But those who filed the lawsuit feel otherwise.
I believe if it is appealed, it will be upheld. I believe it was right on the law. This law created unconstitutional votes could be allowed, and we just couldn't let that happen.
Now, as it stands right now, there will be no voting option for mail-in in the general election in Delaware. Now, that could change if the ruling is appealed, but there is still the option to vote absentee. But unlike vote by mail, you can only use that mechanism for specific reasons that are outlined in the state's constitution. Reporting live in studio, I'm Rob Petrie, 47 ABC WMDT. Jordan?
Rob, thanks so much. And it is worth noting that we did reach out to the Department of Elections, who refused to comment and hung the phone up on us.